We're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. I'm Athena. I'm the founder of Sage Goddess, and I'm really excited about today's bonus session for you. This is a free session. It's an introduction to part of a new program that just launched at Sage Goddess called Living YOUniversity that I'm very, very excited about. And the reason I wanted to bring you together, this is going to be about an hour long, maybe just shy of an hour, maybe 45 minutes long. Depends on how much you're enjoying it and how many questions you have. So this is just a little sampling. I'm so glad you're here. Would love to know where you're checking in from, by the way, so I can welcome you. Also would love to know if you've signed up for programs. The Living Embodiment, which is kind of what I'm introducing you to today as part of the Living YOUniversity program. There's 4 classes. This is one of them. And I do believe it is the Divine Circe who is in the feed this evening. So thank you for asking, and thank you for being here, Circe. One of the reasons we're really excited about this particular part of programs is, and I've told you this many times, I've been teaching forever. I like to keep things exciting for myself. And one of the big focus areas in my life for the past 2 years has been physical health and well-being. We spend so much time talking about our mental health and our emotional health and our spiritual health, and I think we have to continue doing that, especially now. So many of us are feeling really taxed and drained and emotionally underwater, if you will. So we're going to keep working all those angles. But I feel like it's really, really time for us to also focus on our body. I'm 52. And it has become a focus area for me because I have been studying longevity for the last couple of years. I'm very interested in aging and aging well and naturally. And I've been really focused on what can I do to keep my body youthful, healthy, and strong. So welcome in. I love that. Trina's in Alpine, California, which is one of my favorite places in the world. And I love me some Bend, Oregon, and some Seattle. So we've got the Pacific Northwest. Tupper Babe is in there in Compton, California. You're right down the street from me, so I'm really stoked that you are here for the program. Yeah, and Jenna Cat, like, real talk, right? Just treading water. So many people are under so much stress, everybody, you know? And so what I keep reminding everybody is you're under stress. Everybody around you is. The people at the grocery store, the people on the freeway. Your children are under stress that they probably can't even put words to right now, right? So you're having to translate all of that. Your partner's under stress. So this session once a month is going to have this living embodiment, okay? Has 2 reasons for being here. One is we're going to work with crystals every time. And the second is we're going to move your body every time. Now, as soon as I say move your body, some people get really squeamish in your seats. I used to teach English, college English. And it was kind of the same reaction when I would say, does anybody remember diagramming sentences? Like your English teacher would put a sentence on the board, and then she would say, underline the subject and the verb and the object and the end. Like everybody would avoid eye contact with me, right? It's kind of the same reaction. Like empaths go, but I don't want to move. What do you mean I have to move? But here's what I'm going to tell you, okay? First of all, gentle movements with modifications that anybody can do, no matter what kind of physical challenge or limitations you have, okay? So this is not a class, this is not aerobicize, jazzercise, whatever. This is not a yoga class, although we'll be doing some simple yoga movements and we will be stretching. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. How many of you are over the age of 30? Okay, so this is what my research has shown me, okay? When you turn 30, that last couple of years of your 20s and into your early 30s, that is sort of the peak of your body's strength and vitality. Every decade after that, you lose anywhere from 10 to 15% of your overall strength in your body unless you maintain it. And so you can play that out to 40 to 50 to 60 to 70 to 80 to 90, right? See, so, okay, so I'm in my 50s, and so I'm like, okay, and I can feel it. I mean, when I try to, you know, go to a party on a weekend night or, you know, do anything fun, I definitely have less of my my rev than I used to have, even though I'm a super big fire sign. So that's been my journey this year, is to get strong in my body. I don't have like a model figure. I'm never going to have that. I'm not in pursuit of that. I've got junk in my trunk. I'm little in the middle, but I got much back. And I'm quite interested in maintaining that. So, but what I am interested in is getting to my 70s, 80s, and whatever is available for me beyond that, feeling really good in my body. And when I was in my 20s, I wasn't thinking about that. When I was in my 30s, I'll be honest, I wasn't thinking about that. I was having kids and I was, in my 40s, I started thinking about it because I would get up after sitting for a few hours and there'd be sounds, not fart sounds, like bone sounds, like creaking. And it's like, well, wow, that's awesome. And then now in my 50s, like it's for real. And so I want you to have, thank you so much. I want you to have a healthy mind, a healthy soul. I want you to have a healthy body, and I want you to feel comfortable and strong in your body. Here's the other thing I'm going to tell you. It's never too late to start. Even the smallest movements make a difference. You will get addicted to it. So here's what I'm going to tell you, okay? When you set a huge crazy goal for physical fitness, like let's say you said, that sets you up for kind of like, it's too much of a distance to go, and then we tend to give up. We set this huge goal and it's like, it's a great goal, but like, then you get discouraged. What I want to do, snap, crackle, pop is right. What I want to do is I want to just move you just a little bit and then actually get you to the point where you're inspired to do just a little bit more, or maybe do more reps than I do with you, or keep it going. Or I teach you something like I'm going to teach you today, which is called, this is the Egyptian greet the sun and greet the moon. I was taught this by a dear friend of mine. And we are both obsessed with Egyptian temple culture. We both have done decades of research on this. These are very similar practices to what the high priests and priestesses would have done in the temples in Egypt all of those millennia ago. Every morning they would wake up and greet Ra, the sun god, and every night at sundown they would greet Nut, who's the sky, the night goddess, the sky goddess. And so every morning I do this. She taught me her way. I've adapted it and amended it to my own practice. This is a great way. I do this immediately after getting out of bed, and I'm going to tell you why. So everybody knows exercise is helpful and movement is helpful because it can help you lose weight and all these other things, okay? Did you know that even gentle movement, even just for a few minutes, does something called lymphatic drainage? This is where I've become really focused. Is that a term that's familiar to you? Because it's the backbone of why I've added this to my teaching for the year, okay? And by the way, all of you in your 70s, I just want you to know you totally inspire me because you are so strong and so beautiful and so powerful. You're like really at the core of your power now, and that's why I think it's so important to make sure that physically our bodies are maintain the same level of energy that our spirits are bringing to this moment, okay? So yeah, so Michelle obviously is a massage therapist, right? It is, because somatic healing is physical healing. The soma, the word in Greek is soma. So soma means body. And so somatic healing is directly related to lymphatic drainage, okay? And so if it's your goal, then this is gonna help. Okay, but the reality is any movement helps with lymphatic drainage. Why? So I want to talk about this for just a second. As an empath and a healer and a medicine person for decades, I have preached the value of clearing energy through stones, through ceremonial smoke, right? Through all kinds of metaphysical means. Until I realized, and again, maybe a lot of you have known this your whole life. This is information that has only come to me in the last couple of years as I've been focusing on this. The best clearing you can do is through your lymph system. It's really, really true. Like, you can do all of the ceremonial clearing you want, but if you are not flushing toxins on the inside of your body, then you're not balancing your process, right? We flush toxins by, clearing and smoke and carrying the crystals, and then inside of our body, everything is stuck, right? We're constipated, we're bloated, right? I mean, I don't know. If this doesn't describe you, then maybe this hasn't been your experience, right? If you are experiencing those things, constipation, bloating, exhaustion, right, fatigue that's like not normal for your lifestyle, where you sleep at night and you still wake up and you're like, I could go right back to bed. Okay, so what is the lymph system in your body? Okay, I know a lot about this because I have autoimmune diseases, and the lymphatic system really governs your immune system, right? And so one of the reasons we want to keep clearing toxins from the body is so they don't accumulate, which leads to health problems, right? Okay, so the way I refer to your lymph system, it's your inner river. It really is. It is the river of energy inside of your body. And if you don't regularly move your body, you really can't drain and clear your lymphatic system the way it needs to be cleared. And yes, you should drink lots of water, and yes, you should eat fruits and vegetables. Again, do you know why? Because fruits and vegetables are water dense, right? Water improves your circulation. Water helps with the clearing of the lymph system. It's all connected. But so, people will say, drink your water, stay hydrated. Why? Well, because of this, right? Move your body. Why? Because of this. And I want to tell you that, start now, because in a year from now, you'll be so glad you did. And then what we can do together over the course of the year is kind of continue to build. So if some of you want to go further and you want to do more, we can talk about ways to do that too. Okay? Well, it's hard, right? And even if Diva says, because I can't afford protein, right? But even if, people are recommending right now that we eat protein in amounts that are crazy to me. I believe in the Mediterranean diet. I come from that paradigm. When I eat a lot of protein, it's hard for me to lose weight. So I'm just sharing a different perspective. I think there's a couple days a week where I really don't eat any animal protein. I really try to eat avocado or beans or something like that, legumes and salad. And I feel lighter and better. My digestion improves. So I do want to back all this up by saying I am not a medical doctor. I have a PhD. I am a doctor of philosophy. So I'm not here to guide you specifically on medical conditions or tell you that this is going to revolutionize your health. I am going to tell you, if you do this a year from now, you'll feel better. You really will. Bless that siren that's going by. You really will feel better, okay? So all of those things, I think there's ways to improve your health that are so subtle, and it doesn't require signing up for a gym. A lot of high impact exercise, actually, if you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, does a lot of damage to your joints. So I want to see you move your body, but in a gentle, sort of easy to maintain way, and I'm going to teach you one technique that I love for that today. Okay, let me see if there's anything else. So when you move your lymph system, you're going to feel cleaner, clearer, lighter, calmer, and stronger. And if you want to go down the rabbit hole of what happens when you heal your lymphatic system, I welcome you to do that, because then you'll understand why this is so important to me. Yes. Okay. The breath, by the way, also helps with lymphatic. And so we're going to breathe while we do the movement. We're going to do the movement, do the breathing. If you're coordinated enough to do both in the moment, I think that's great. If you're not, just do one or the other. Sometimes it's like I can't walk and chew gum, so try to do both. But if you can't, you can't. Isn't that cool? Yeah, Jess was saying she has a connective tissue disorder, and so cleaning her lymph system has really helped her. Can I tell you how many doctors? I have MS and Crohn's disease. And while I was pregnant, I had Graves' disease, okay? All of these have been true for me for almost 20 years. Do you know how many doctors, medical doctors, have talked to me about the lymphatic system and why it would be important for me with autoimmune diseases to work on it? Never had that conversation. And these are the best neurologists, neuroscientists, autoimmune experts, general practitioners, internal medicine. Never had a conversation once about the lymphatic system. So this is why I'm telling you, sometimes we have to, there may be a reason why you're seeing this, is I guess what I'm telling you, because sometimes you have to hear it from a source outside of the medical profession. And I'm not down on doctors, right? I love, actually, there's some really great doctors in my life who are very open-minded and very integrative. What I will say is they focus on treating the symptoms. They don't necessarily, because they don't have time, focus on prophylactic treatment, right? Things that can prevent. the challenges that bring us into the office. So that's what I want to share with you. Okay. Yeah, and it's not taught. And even if it is taught, you know, when they're in the room with you and they've got 20 minutes and you have 15 questions and they got another patient waiting, like it's just the whole system is not set up for those conversations, right? So, cheers to our doctors, and especially to the ones who are integrative and think about just daily things we can do to make things better for ourselves. Okay, so are you ready? The greet the sun ritual that we're going to do, and again, it's just a simple embodiment technique. It activates the solar plexus chakra at the beginning of the day. So I want to spend a few minutes talking about the chakras that get activated, because in every Living Embodiment class this year, we're going to move your body and work with crystals in an applied way, okay? Meaning the crystals are not just there for decoration. The crystals are actually part of the embodiment, the movement process, okay? And I'm reading your comments at the same time too, so stay with me. And then at the end, I'm going to leave plenty of time for questions. So if there's any questions that I don't get to, because when I'm teaching, I tend to focus on the camera, but I also am tracking you in the feed too. Okay, so this is Tiger's Eye. I actually had my daughter choose my stones for me for today. I'm trying to teach her. She's got a great intuition. So I said, hey, I need a solar plexus stone. I need a root chakra stone. She chose shungite. Bless that siren too. And then she chose lapis for a third eye. So those are the three crystals I'm working with. You can choose any crystals you want for this, or you don't. What I would recommend is, again, start with the movement, then layer in the crystals, then layer in the breath. Right? The goal is to work the movement and the breath and the crystals, but little by little, right? Especially if you haven't done anything like this before. Love it. Your sun, moon, golden obsidian would be great for this exercise for sure. The vibration plate, I don't have one, but I've heard about it, and I'm a big fan of vibrators. Can you sit on it? Oh, sorry. Sometimes my brain is ahead of my mouth. You have all of those? Sorry. I do try to keep it light, you know, because otherwise it's like we're talking about Egyptian rituals and then, you know, just slide in a little. You guys set it up. I just picked up the ball and carried it to the line. Oh, you're so welcome. Okay. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. So, Egypt. I have some Egyptian lineage. Anybody else in the feed have some Egyptian lineage? I just have a little bit, but I'm very proud of it. It's not a big surprise because the Greeks, you know, the Greeks and the Egyptians hung out a lot. And so I love Egyptian anything. I'm planning to go to Egypt next year, which I'm really excited about for the first time. And but I'm obsessed with temple life and culture, and that extends beyond Egypt. I'm obsessed with Greek, ancient Greek temple life and culture. I'm obsessed with ancient Roman temple life and culture for obvious reasons. And Circe will tell you the crystals again if you missed them when I was showing them to you. She'll pop those in the feed so you know what we were using. Then you can, by the way, use your intuition, because I really want you to use what feels good to you, okay? You are Egyptian. I love it. So it's a beautiful culture, it's a beautiful place, and it's a beautiful lineage and legacy. And one of the things, for me personally, having studied temple culture for all these decades, one of the things I find so beautiful about it is that life itself was a ritual. The rising of the sun in Egypt was an event every single day. And the setting of the sun every night in Egypt was an event. And it was celebrated, it was honored, it was memorialized, and there were rituals and processes, because it wasn't just the rising of the sun. You know, we barely even notice the rising of the sun, in my opinion, right? It's like we wake up and it's like, oh shit, I'm late for work. For the Egyptians, no, this is Ra. And every day Ra is reborn at sunrise. Ra, R-A, is the sun god in ancient Egypt. And so it's beautiful when you think about that. You know, it makes you wake up each day when you start to learn these things. It makes you sit up a little straighter, like, oh, this isn't just a new day, which is beautiful in itself. This is the rebirth of the sun god, right? And then at night, when the sun sets and the moon rises, This is another event. This isn't just like, oh, what are we going to have for dinner? I don't know. Are the kids home? This is the greeting of Nut, the sky goddess, the moon goddess, right? And so the goddess of night, or Nyx, as she's known in the Greek pantheon, right? And so greet the moon. Also Horus, the left eye of Horus, is what the Egyptians thought the moon was. And so Horus, of course, is a very important place in Egyptian cosmology as a protection god. We've talked many times about the eyes of Horus. I've taught you about them. Some of you have clothing we've made for you with the eye of Horus on it. So before I get into the movements, I want to see if you have any questions about anything I've told you so far. So for the Egyptians, it was a two-part thing. One, it was the rebirth of the sun god and the rebirth of the night goddess, and that was worthy of celebration. The other piece was rest. Very much part of Egyptian culture is that with the sun down, your entire routine for the day shifts. Your energy shifts, your focus shifts, right? Your world turns from outer to inner. Preparing for rest was a process. Again, it wasn't like how much can you do and exhaust yourself before you collapse in the bed at 10 o'clock. Maybe you remember to set your alarm, right? That wasn't Egyptian culture. This was a whole process of preparation. So, yeah, I mean, like Amy said, I've already been at work for an hour when the sun comes up. So what I would love to see you do, Amy, is to do this when you rise. And it can be your own greet the sun, right? And it will allow you to bring that energy in, right? So you can work this on your own timing, because it's really about the energy and the intention of it. And I'm a big person, when it comes to ritualizing life, it's really important to me. I shared with you guys, and this was, so many of these things are little tips and secrets that my teachers have taught me, and then I've interpreted them in my own way. I think you should have a special little rug when you get out of your bed. It can be very small, but I think it should be very soft, and it should be something just for you. And if you don't have animals and children and you want to be careful, you can grid it, you can put stones around it, but someplace beautiful for your feet to touch for the first step of the day when you leave the bed. And then if you can, that can be your place to do your very quick ritual that I'm going to teach you tonight. And then you can use that same mat in the evening, have a candle by your bedside table that you light each night. Be intentional about that. Hold your crystal, call your energy into present time. I'm going to teach you another technique tonight too about sending energy back to its source that doesn't belong to you, because this is going to change how you sleep. And by the way, how you sleep, I can tell how you sleep by looking at you, right? People who aren't sleeping well have high cortisol levels, so they're gaining weight around the middle and they can't lose it. And sometimes they're not even eating very much. And they're like, why can't I lose that weight around the middle? Well, because you're not sleeping. You're stressed, you're not sleeping, you're anxious, right? It's looping thoughts, so your cortisol levels are increasing, your body's in fight or flight because you're anxious and afraid. And so all of this is related. Okay, so if I'm speaking to you and this is resonating with you, then you're in the right place, and I really do think what we do this year is going to make a difference for you. Oh, I love that. Michelle said she's in the UK. It's dark at 5 p.m. That's tough, though, is it not? It gets dark at 5 p.m. here, and all of us are just like, okay, did I even have a day? What just happened, right? But then the sun's up at 6 a.m., which is beautiful, right? Cortisol is a big issue for all of us, right? Again, and some people don't even know. Some people are like, oh my God, this is why I've been carrying this weight around my middle like an inner tube all this time. I had no idea. And then we start to do some energy work, the cortisol levels drop, and then people are like, oh my God, I didn't even change my diet, and I lost weight around the middle. How did that happen? It's not a miracle. It's science, right? And so we're not going to be told these things necessarily, so we have to learn them and then bring them into our practice. And again, this isn't about, there's nothing to buy. It's things to just amend in your own routine so that you can adapt and make changes. So I love that. And look at our UK peeps connecting. We have quite a few Sage Goddess friends in the UK. I was supposed to come and this was a year or two ago, and I was in the middle of all my stuff. I was supposed to come and do the UK. I was invited to in London, what is the health and wellness? It's a big symposium, and I was supposed to come and do a talk on crystals, and then I ended up not being able to get to you guys. But there's talk about putting that back on the books for this coming year. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's going to be dark at 4 in Canada. God, I love you, but we'll make it through it together. The trade-off is all the beauty and the really good food you have and the nice people. That's what you get in exchange for that, Canada. So I see you. Okay. So I'm going to teach you the routine. Are you ready? So, and again, this is a very simple one. During the year, we're going to be doing some belly dancing and we're going to be doing some Kundalini yoga. Rachel, who is a yoga instructor, in addition to the 19 other things that she's really good at in her life. And so she's going to be leading us through some simple flows, getting us into simple positions, right? But also doing adaptations. So really, really good to see you guys. So glad that you're here. Okay, I'm grateful for you too. Okay, are you ready to get moving a little bit? Let's do this. So I'm going to explain what they are, and then we're going to do them together. The song that music's going to be really important for us this year. Okay, and there's going to be certain songs that I think suit themselves to the different exercises that we do. And by the way, it is not too late to sign up for Living University. That's actually why I'm here with you. There were a lot of questions about, so this living embodiment, what's that about? What are we going to be doing? What can I expect? And so this is kind of a meet and greet. And then if you want to sign up, you just go to sagegoddess.com. There's right at the top of the page, there's a banner that looks like that. And so this class is one of the classes in Living University that you can get. But there's different levels that you can sign up for, and so you need to look. But if you want Living Embodiment, you have to sign up for the whole Living University. And you can do a monthly membership and pay as you go, or you can sign up for the whole year. And if you sign up for the whole year, you save 2 months off of the whole year. So it's $100 a month. So if you sign up for the whole year, it's $1,000 for the whole year, versus it would be 100 times 12 is 1,200. Did you see what I did there? Really crafty, really smart math. Super impressive, isn't it? Given that I did calculus in 1993. Look how far that got me. I'm still doing 12 times 100. It's pretty great. Okay, so if there's any questions, let us know. So greet the sun. As I said, Ra is born each morning. This is the awakening of the god at sunrise. This is what you do when you put your feet on the floor. Nothing before this. I don't eat before this. I do this every single morning, by the way. Don't eat before it. Don't poop before it. This is first thing out of the bed. You take your bath after, you go to the bathroom after, you do all of that after, okay? And then there's a mantra that we're going to recite. Okay, and that mantra, we're not officially doing it yet, but I'm just sharing it with you, is this: Hail to you who rises in the east, Ra, renewer of light. Hail to you who rises in the east, Ra, renewer of light. You can adapt that for your own purposes, or you can not do an activation if you want, okay? Okay, and then the greet the moon. And again, the moon is the left eye of Horus. Here we're greeting Nut, who's the night goddess. The greet the moon is typically done right before you get back in bed. So again, this is going to be, you eat before this. The other one you eat after, you bathe after. This one you eat before, you bathe before. This is literally you and the last thing you do before you get your cute little self in that bed and you prepare for dream time. Okay, so the mantra here, and by the way, solar plexus for greet the sun, and then either root or third eye chakra for greet the moon. And the mantra here is, Hail Nut, great one who enfolds the stars. Hail Nut, great one who enfolds the stars. And again, this is traditional to what the priests and priestesses would have said in their own ceremonies. They would have been greeting Ra and welcoming the rebirth of the sun god, and then greeting Nut and honoring the rest of Ra, right? Ra rests at sundown and rises again in the morning. You can use your quartz flame for sure. In fact, your quartz flame, it would be cool. You know I love quartz because quartz can be programmed to behave like any other stone. Like if you're in a pinch somewhere, and all you've got is a quartz point, but you wish you had black tourmaline, you can program your quartz to behave. So, like, let's say you had a really This is one of my favorite pieces. I keep it right here. You could choose to make a piece of quartz your sun and moon stars. The only caveat, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm not a big fan of quartz in the bedroom. I've told you this before. Quartz is like a magnifying glass, and a lot of times when I have clients who tell me they have really severe anxiety in the middle of the night, they send me pictures of their bedtime altars, and it's like quartzapalooza. Like, what do you think is going to happen if you have magnifying glasses all over the place, right? Quartz is raising a frequency, and rest is about modulating and calibrating your frequency, like bringing the frequency down, right, so you can rest. So what I will say is, if you want to have stones that you can keep on your bedside table so that every morning you wake up and greet the sun, and every night you greet the moon, and these are your stones, I would choose things that have less quartz in the matrix, but that's my personal recommendation. Totally up to you. And by the way, I do have friends who have massive quartz situations in their bedrooms, and they're fine. And they're always like, Athena, stop telling people that. Like, I have quartzapalooza in my bedroom, and I'm sleeping like a baby. Great. You're an alien. Like, I have friends who have like a ton of moldavite by their bedside, and they still are on the planet. I don't know how. Like, they have carnelian on their nightstand. Really? I mean, that's good for sex drive. But once you're done hitting it, that carnelian needs to go back where it belongs. Okay. Any questions about the technicalities of the process? Okay. So I'm going to move my chair out of the way. We're probably going to have me set up doing this in a slightly different place going forward, but I wanted to just sort of be here now for this. Let me just see if I've got enough room to fully stretch out. Yeah, it should be fun. Okay. So, welcome in. So you do want to be wearing kind of comfy clothes, things that allow you some mobility. And in general, with any kind of movement that we're going to do, you want to have your hips at shoulder width apart, so your knees are slightly bent. That takes some of the pressure off of your lower back. Okay, so my knees are slightly bent. If my knees were fully straight and locked, it'd be like that. Okay, and you want to watch your posture too, like roll your shoulders back, but make sure your spine is nice and straight. Just helps. Okay. Now I tend to, when I'm doing any exercises, because I want to always tighten my core, I'm always looking to tighten my butt, tighten my glutes, and tighten my core. I will usually, and also to support my back, roll my pelvis forward just a little bit, okay? And when you're doing squats, which you can do with this too if you want, I'm going to teach you a couple of different moves or a couple of different hip movements, but just making sure that you are not putting pressure on your back. So you don't want to slump over like this is what I'm saying. Although that can be really good in the morning. I mean, one good exercise to do when you get out of bed in the morning is just to shake. Kids do it. You ever watch kids in the morning? They've got like ants in their pants and you think like, why are they doing that? But kids know intuitively that it's actually really good to shake things off, to physically move your body that way. So when you see kids shaking, don't tell them to stop. They have great lymphatic systems. It's we adults who stand like this or sit like this all day long that have no strength anymore in our bodies, and we're not moving energy. Okay, so here's the movement. It's the same for both. That's the best part of this, okay? So knees are slightly bent, hips apart, watching your posture. Bring your hands to prayer pose over your heart. If you can't move the bottom half of your body, right, if you're in our community and you are seat bound, totally fine. You can do this routine without moving your lower half, okay? You can simply do the arm movements. If you cannot do the full arm extensions, you can also do a very small version of this without full extension. Maybe you have rotator cuff issues or back pain. Okay, so if bringing your shoulders back causes you some tension in your body and some pain, what I will say is don't exert to the level of pain. Okay, keep it nice and easy for yourself. But get comfortable. Can you hear the music? I'm going to bring it back to the beginning of the track. This is a song by Jakare, Jakare, called Awakening. Oh, sorry, Cleansing. It's from the album Awakening. And it's remixed by someone named Mose, who's an incredible music producer. So if you're not familiar with Mose, you need to go to SoundCloud and follow my playlists. And this is on my playlist called Awakening, I think. Yep, it's on the Awakening playlist, which is public and free. Okay? So, ready? So hands to prayer pose over your heart. And what we're doing, I might come down on my, let's see, on my knees for this part, just to show you the movement. Ready? So just the arm movement. We're gonna come up over your head. So your hands are like this. And then we're going to open our palms. Ready? And we're going to curve the palms around. Okay, and it's just like this, like you're scooping with your hands. All of your 5 fingers are together. See how I'm doing this? And you're just curving them in on each other. And it's a very slow, sensual, scooping motion. Arms out fully extended, and then down, and then you're gonna bring your hands back to prayer pose at your heart. So let me do that again. And we inhale as we pull up. We're greeting the sun, and it goes like this to the music. 2, 3, 4, back down in the center, and back to the heart. Okay? It feels really good. So now I'm gonna do the full extension. Is it possible to get the full, which camera was that again? Just so they can see the full, but above my head. Yep, just watch for now, and then if you're new, you can re-watch later. But we can go back to the original shot, Max. It's a little easier for them to see. Because now I'm like right up close on them. There we go. Okay, ready? Let me go as far back as I can. Okay, ready? So we're gonna greet the sun, arms all the way up. We're seeing if we can adjust real quick. We might not be able to get the camera up that high. There we go, yay. Okay, great. That's awesome, actually. Okay, ready? Inhale here and exhale. 1, 2, and stretch your arms as far as you can. 3, 4, hands together here at prayer pose, and back to the heart. Inhale and exhale. See what I mean by a gentle movement, but make it fluid. And always remember that when you do that first big stretch up, and you can shake your legs a little bit too, it's good to do that. I'm going to teach you a hip movement that corresponds to it too. It sort of becomes a very gentle belly dance when you do this part. But do you feel it? And think of your hands at the quarters and cross quarters, right? Cross quarters, quarter, quarter, cross quarter, quarter, cross quarter, quarter, and back. Okay. So now if you really want to start to get into something, if you want to take it again, I'm always going to show you if you want to, that's easy for you. So you want to do something a little more exciting, and it's actually going to help you get a little fit in the process. Like I said, while you're doing this, instead of just being passive about it, lock your pelvis, so pull your pelvis in, tighten up the glutes, okay? And you can move your hips from side to side, okay? So it goes. Just a gentle left to right. Okay. So, and then now you've got the breath, the movement, you're adding a layer of movement, and I want to show you how you can incorporate the crystal, okay? And we can say our mantra too. So, whatever variation, hail to Ra, bringer of light, then you can actually choose to bring crystal over, change hands, and down. And then back up to prayer pose, to the heart, and again. And I usually do about 10 of these reps if the music is good and I'm really getting into it, right? And again, if you want to keep, you can actually just do a center, sort of a, just a very gentle stretch of your hips, and almost it becomes, the movement becomes sort of just a general tightening of the glutes while you're moving your arms, and so that becomes a squat basically. And if you do these while you're stretching, you're going to start to feel the tightness. So you'll be working the muscles of your upper legs, you'll be working the glutes, and you'll feel that at the end. So it isn't just a stretch, it's a tightening exercise too. Because you can see as you're squatting, you're tightening through the back of the legs. Any questions? So you can layer, layer, layer. You can do it with the crystal, you can do it without the crystal. You can switch hands midway, which is beautiful, or you can leave it in the one hand. You can move, use your hips as part of the movement, or you can stay still. If that just is too complicated and you're like, you just lost me, don't move your hips at first. Eventually, if you just let go and you listen to the music, it becomes an invitation to move. But you have to get used to moving first, especially if you haven't moved in a long time. And if you're self-conscious, just do this in a room where no one's watching you. I mean, you're watching me, but I'm not watching you. If I was watching you, I'd tell you look great doing it, and you should do it every day. Okay? Any questions? Does everybody feel like there's a way you can do this? Again, seated, it's just the arm movements. If you can't do the full rotation up here, then it's just a very small above the head and just whatever you can do. Again, even these micro movements are working the muscles of your hands, right? They're in your wrists, they're working the muscles of your arms. It's still helping, and you're gonna feel a difference. And if it's tight for you at first, the first week or two, I promise by the third week, you're gonna be like, whoa, I thought I couldn't move any more than that. And now I've got my arms up all the way. And then I'm stretching them all the way open to the side. And you're gonna start to feel, just in general, a loosening of your upper body, which is really, really important, okay? Now, Greet the Moon is the same process, but now we are choosing a stone of the moon. Now, if you have moonstone, that would be really, really cool. I don't have a moonstone right here, but I do have the lapis that Zoe gave me. And lapis to the Egyptians was the night sky, right? Again, the sun and the moon, nothing was more important to the Egyptians. This is why they had entire temple rituals and protocols for exactly this. I'm so excited that you guys are loving this, and that you, and that you're excited about it too. And also that you're gonna do it tomorrow morning. Here's the thing, are you gonna do it tonight? Because tonight, it is 3:45 p.m. in Los Angeles. So whatever your zone is, if it is nighttime, you can still greet the moon, okay? Lapis is for greet the moon. According to Zoe, she chose these for me, and tiger's eye is for greet the sun, which I think is really great. Okay, so we're doing the same concept. Again, I'm gonna start with my stone. A little wand is nice actually for this, right? Because the skull is beautiful, but it's a little bigger. The wand is easy. It's kind of like transferring a baton between your hands. Okay, so again, relaxing your hips. You can pull your pelvis in if you want to tighten your butt while you're doing it. A little butt tightening never hurts. And again, I'm going to be so proud of you when you tell me that all of a sudden the hips are going and you weren't even trying. It's going to become part of your process. And again, you're going to feel so much better, especially if you wake up and you're like, I'm late, everything else. Still take 1 minute to do this, because it's an offering, it's a prayer, right? Before you go to bed, you've had a long day, you just want to get in that bed, stop and breathe the moon. Okay, ready? Inhale and then exhale, which again is just a gentle scooping motion. All 5 of your fingers are together. It's not like tense, but they're gently together. You're scooping to the quarters and the cross quarters. As quickly or as slowly as you want to go. Let the music guide you. feeling it? And here we say, Hail Newt, great one who enfolds the stars. Hail Newt, great one who enfolds the stars. And by the way, when you see me here just kind of shaking and bouncing, this is called a shimmy in belly dancing, and it's just kind of a default mechanism when you've been doing it for a long time. Seriously, probably knows. This is a great way just to drain the lymph, and it's a very easy movement. It's a little hard to we'll get better camera situations as the class starts, because we're just setting up for today, and so we're putting kind of a studio in place. But it literally is just bending right knee, bending left knee, right knee, left knee, right knee, left knee, and then you just speed it up until it becomes like this. And it is so good for running energy from your hips to your ankles. If you have sciatic pain, this can be very helpful for that too. So just right knee, left knee, faster, 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 till it shakes. Yeah? Okay, so let's repeat the mantras, and then I'm gonna sit down and see what questions you have. But I'm so excited that you might be moving with me. And if you didn't do it with me right now, I'm really excited that you might do this at night before you go to bed. And I love the idea, go around your house, don't go buy anything. You've got something. Find a cute little rug, right? If you wanted to buy something, they have cute little faux sheepskin rugs on Amazon and things like that. Just cute, little, 2 feet maybe. Just where you put your feet in the morning. And that is your Hail Ra, bringer of light, right? And even if it's just once in the morning. Okay? And then again, you're exhausted, I know, you finally got to your bedroom, but just one more. Hail Newt, great one who enfolds the stars. And it's a beautiful way too, if you, some of you teach, or do energy work in groups. This is a great exercise to do. Yeah, sorry about that, Max. Move the camera back. This is a great exercise to do if you are a teacher of movement, because it gets people in their bodies. I wish I had done this more when I was a professor, because a lot of stand by for just a second, you guys. A lot of the times when I was teaching, I always thought if I could just get my students to release their nervous energy or release their, tension in their body, I could get them to learn better or be able to focus. That's okay. It's hard to go back and forth. So while we're sorting the camera issue, which will just be a second, tell me how you're feeling. Did you notice a difference in your body after doing that little bit with me? So it's a great question about the mantra and how many times you have to say it, or do you have to say it multiple times? Yeah, I think that's good for now. Okay, so I only say the mantra once. Is it gonna stay? Usually we just used to pinch it, like, I don't know, the bottom would kind of pinch toward the screen. Okay, so I say it once, you can say it multiple times. It doesn't really matter, because it's really more about the intention than it is about the number of times that you say it. So I would say at least once. If you choose to say it multiple times, you can. You're feeling good, the energy's flowing. I love it, you feel warmed up. You were tired, but now you have more energy. I love that too. There we go. Okay. It is, well, and the intention is the thing, right? So it's partly about, this exercise does a couple of things. For me, it's about bringing magic into my daily life. And it's a reminder every morning of the importance of ceremony and ritual. And when I'm in these places and spaces in life where I'm stressed and I'm overwhelmed, it's sometimes kind of nice to come back to this place of remembering that for our ancestors, it was just a miracle to wake up, just to see the sun, and to know that it was this, not just this, here's another day, right? But it was this opportunity to reflect on the divinity, right, of our universe. And so there's a sacredness to that. And then there's the other layer of just you're doing something really good for your body. And I will say this to you over and over again, and I'll say it again when we start class together. I really was one of those people who felt like if I wasn't doing cardio classes, if I hadn't started 20 years ago, I just felt behind. And I thought, what's the importance, right? If I'm not going to run a mile every day, does any movement help? And it's been the last couple of years that have taught me that incremental movement's a big deal, and that actually when I get strong, I want to do more rather than feeling like I'm behind and I can't keep up. And that is one of the side benefits of this, because it does, and you can actually, bring head movements into it, just turning your head from side to side, which will help to loosen the neck, which is especially important in the morning. Because again, as we get older, we tend to have the tightening of the muscles through the neck and the chest. And we tend to do a lot of this. So it's also important to remember to drop your shoulders. When we're stressed, we do this and we do this. And the reason we do that is when we're stressed, we want to call our power back to us. And so we block our solar plexus. That's what crossed arms are. Crossed arms tell the world, you can't get to my power center, which is right here. So we need to uncross our arms, roll our shoulders back, and get into more of a receptive position, which allows energy to flow. That's really, really, really important. Okay. So when you sign up for programs, if you sign up for the annual program, you pay right away, but you don't pay ever again. So if you sign up for the annual program today, you're going to pay today, and then there's no payment due for the rest of the year. If you sign up for the monthly program, by the way, then that's month to month. You're going to get charged on the first of every month. I believe, and I might need Rachel for this little part of our conversation. Is she out there? Do you know? Because I do have a question, or maybe Cersei, if you sign up on November 2nd, I think you might be billed on the 2nd of every month. So that might be the way that works. Yeah, and I'm so glad. And thank you for that, Jess, because I really felt committed to movement. So they're asking about when they sign up.
Yes.
And we were trying to fix the camera too, but I don't know if we can. It's a little, I'm kind of sitting in a modified position. So if they sign up on November 2nd, do they get charged on the 2nd of every month after that?
No, they'll be charged the following first.
Okay.
So if you pay on November 2nd, you will still have access to the first class. If you pay on November 10th,
yep,
you will have missed the first class live, but you can go back and watch it, and
yep,
then you will be charged December 1st.
Okay, so it's always going to be the first. I don't want to make them dizzy, so we're probably okay for the last few minutes.
Okay.
But yeah. So monthly on the first, going forward after that. Mm-hmm. So if you sign up on November 2nd, you're gonna pay on November 2nd for the monthly, and then your next payment will be the 1st of December. There will be links right away to the Facebook groups. The Facebook groups are opening on Monday, I believe.
November 1st.
So they are opening on Saturday?
Yes.
Okay.
They will have their classroom pages and their Facebook pages.
On Saturday?
Yes.
That is really awesome, and I want to congratulate Team SG, because sometimes in the past, when the first has been on a weekend day, everything starts on Monday, but we're gonna hit the ground running. Replays are always available until you die, and even then, seriously, you have lifetime access to your recordings. That was one of the reasons why, by the way, that was really important to me to come back and take over Sage Goddess, to protect your access to your archive learning. So yay. So everybody has access to everything. Anybody who's ever taken classes, you have access for the rest of your life.
You can also purchase. You
can also purchase, that's right. Back access. So if you saw this video, let's say 2 months from now, and you're like, oh no, is it too late? It isn't too late. You can go back and catch up and finish the first 2 months. The reason you want to finish the whole year of the programs, by the way, is next year there's level 2. I've never done that before, but you're going to be a sophomore in Living University. And so you want to finish the first year so that you can graduate and move on to the second level of programs next year. And then next year there will be level 1 and level 2. So new people will come in to level 1, and everybody who finished this year, who's an alumni, will come back at level 2 for sophomore year. Classes for the most part are Wednesdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific time. So that's midnight UK time. But y'all are night owls anyway. You're online right now. So I know my UK siblings can do this. Unfortunately, the best I could do to help people, I know, because everybody's going through such a hard time. In our country, we're having a shutdown and it's affecting people financially. What I did do, just so you know, is I didn't raise any prices this year. I haven't raised prices on my classes in 7 years. So that is a gift, because obviously our costs haven't not increased in 7 years. So yeah, my classes are the same price as they've always been. It just didn't feel like the right year to do it because there's so much emotional turmoil for folks. So, and then you save 2 months, right? So you get 2 months for free if you do the annual, and we have payment plans for the annual too. So that's my offering for you. I know I wish I could do more, but we're all here trying to maintain our operations too. So there have to be a divine balance sometimes. So yeah, so you can join anytime and cancel anytime. That's kind of how I want it. I mean, especially if you're new, like most of my students, interestingly, this year did the annual option because they want to save 2 months and they just know they want to learn the whole thing. And because they've been doing this with me, I've been teaching classes like this for 14 years. But if you're new and you don't know and you're like, what if I hate it? Then month to month is great because you can always leave and come back.
And you can also gift a membership.
Yeah, that's a great idea too. I think that's a great holiday gift because this year, in my experience, people don't really want things as much as they want experiences and they want knowledge. So if you want to gift a membership to somebody, you have the chance to do that too, which I think would be really cool. Yeah. So I know. One-on-one sessions, we have a flexible schedule for the one-on-ones. So there will be, if some people want to do them on the weekends, we can work on that too. So those will be scheduled individually and you'll be able to schedule your own one-on-one.
You'll have an appointment scheduler that's sent out for the first 2 weeks, and then you will choose your time. We'll have you select November, December, and then we'll go on a recurring date in January, just because of holidays.
Yep. Okay. What happens if you need to leave the annual a few months in? I actually don't know. I don't know that I've ever had that happen before.
We don't normally do refunds for annuals. I mean, if there's a special case, they can reach out to us. I mean, obviously we want to help our community.
Yeah. So yeah, if something unexpected comes up, you can always reach out to us. But what she was saying is we haven't done refunds in the past for annuals. It really hasn't come up. Yeah. Because most people want to come back and finish the program at some point. So yeah. Is there a way you can gift a class? Yes, you can.
Yes.
So you can buy a membership and then you can add in your notes of your order, right?
Yeah, I think there's actually a way you can actually select gift membership.
Okay.
If not,
not yet.
Max here is saying
not
no.
Yet.
I swear I saw it, but if not, just put it in your notes and we'll make sure to credit them. They do need to create an account and we can help set that up.
Yep. Yeah. Can you do 2 separate credit card installments instead of payment plans to do the annual? I don't know that you can do that through our system, but sometimes, like I have purchased things where it said divide payments or something like that. So it would depend on your credit card provider, I believe.
And I know some people on Affirm is they'll place the order on Affirm and then they change the card on file afterwards. So the first payment comes from the first card, and then in Affirm you can always change which card is used for your payments.
Did you hear that? So you can go into Affirm and you can switch your card.
Yeah, I heard this from customers.
I think I heard that too, but I forgot. Can you join Mastermind or Mentor level later in the year?
Yes.
You can. So it will close at some point, and then there's a wait list that you can join. It is not closed right now. So it just depends. Yeah, and seriously had the
spots left in the Mastermind.
2 spots left in Mastermind.
And I am full on mentorship, but I am keeping a wait list.
Mentorship is full.
Yeah.
Yep, but there is a wait list.
Yeah.
So if anybody leaves, which by the way, I'm so excited. This is the first year I'm doing one-on-one work and small group work on Zoom. So if you want to join Mastermind, there's still a spot in there. It gets you the whole program plus the once a month small group session, which is going to be an amazing session. So yeah. And it's good you guys are helping each other in the feed too, which I love. Well, I want to say thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this little mini masterclass. This is an example of what Living Embodiment is going to look like. It's going to be different every month, but it will move your body and it will help you work with your crystals in an embodied, applied way, which a lot of you have been asking for. Like, great, I've got this whole collection of crystals. what do I do with it? So we're going to get you going back to your crystal collection and learning how to use your tools, which I think is really exciting. Yeah, Mastermind right now is scheduled for a Tuesday in November. And then what I'm going to do is when I meet with you guys for the first session, we're just going to crystallize if that's the best meeting time. And it has to work for the collective. So if there's any changes that are needed, we'll work on it then. But it was great to see you. I want to thank Max for helping with all the technology behind the scenes, and to Team SG for getting us in front of y'all. Yeah, and when you sign up, you're going to get an email, so you'll get all the information. The Mastermind group has its own private Facebook group, which is really cool too. So that's also where we can chit chat about all that stuff. So Living Sanctuary, which is just the entry-level program for $38 a month, has a private Facebook group. Living Tarot has a private Facebook group, and Living Mastermind has a private Facebook group. So those are the 3 different groups that you're eligible for.
We do have one for Living University.
Oh, we do have one for Living University.
Yeah.
So there's 4.
So they can talk about embodiment and creativity. Yes.
How awesome is that? I have so much music playlists. I feel like that's all. I've got all the playlists. So yes, and seriously, I think she put the link up for my SoundCloud, but if she didn't, I do recommend following it. It's free, and all my playlists are public, so would love for you to follow those. And yes, you will get Facebook invites to your groups. If you're not on Facebook, by the way, don't worry. A lot of students in my programs are not on Facebook. And so that's why you have a private classroom page on our website, and the mastermind sessions are on Zoom, and the classes are on YouTube. So if you're a non-Facebooker, it's totally cool. Yep. What group for the enchiladas? That's Living University. We should call it the enchilada. That's become a thing among us, hasn't it? All right, you guys, take care. I will see a good chunk of you at 5 o'clock for Elder Council. It's 4 p.m. right now. Elder Council, it's our final one for this year. And then there will be Elder Councils as part of your membership for next year. It's our quarterly journey to meet with our ancestors and spirit guides. And so looking forward to a sweet surrender tonight with all of you at 5 o'clock. And we'll see you then. Go register for classes. I can't wait.